Paul Onitsha Esquire, Secretary to Onitsha South Local Government.
Can you tell us the matter that is on hand?
Well, the issue at hand is about a parcel of land along Silas Works Road, which rightly belongs to the Onitsha South Local Government. The place clearly was inherited property of Onitsha South Local Government, right from old Onitsha Town Council down to old Onitsha Local Government, and now down to Onitsha South Local Government. Obviously, before the emergence of the present regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course His Excellency Professor Charles Kuma Saludo, CFR, there was a total neglect of the third tier of government. And within this period, I would call it locust years of local government. A lot of things happened, particularly urban local governments, Onitsha South local governments. We are victims of decades of neglect of the third tier. Case at hand is the land at the Silas Works Road. That land, before now, what was cited there was polyclinic. And that polyclinic was meant to serve Onitsha South local government residents, Christians, Muslims, atheists, Hausas, Muslims, every other person, every nationality. That in fact, as a matter of fact, if you, assuming the place is functional now, if you need your BP to be checked, you can be checked. Nobody will ask you where you come from. So, over time, we receive a petition. I have a copy of that petition. We received a petition when we assumed office as caretaker. Initially, we assumed office as caretaker. We looked at files. We saw handover notes as at 1998, handing over that parcel of land and the property therein. When we then check, already there's somebody have already built a plaza there and other structures there. We formally issued a removal notice to the occupants. First one gone, second one, third one. And then finally, this year, I think early this year, that we decided to clear the shanties and every other thing that is there and recover the place rightly. And they sited the first ever modern fire service station in the whole of Onitsha Ancient Kingdom. And the project is ongoing, and to our greatest surprise is of course the occupants of the place, one Sabe Suzeto and the other sued us. As we are going up to file our response, the next we saw was notice of discontinuance. The next action was a petition to the House of Assembly in the person of Mayor, Right Honorable encroach, and not local government now. He petitioned against local government, against encroach as a person, rather than the owner, the local government. As a matter of law, the local government administration law, Anambra State local government administration law 2024, recognized local government as a corporate body with the power to own property, the power to be sued, to sue and to be sued. So, personal attack. So at the end of what we saw, the moment that happened, Mayor, as somebody who really is stickler to the rules, attended alongside myself, with of course alongside myself, and of course the legal advisor to the mayor and the local government. Getting there, we raised our objections. I said, look, House, this is the situation. At that time, we are not aware that he has withdrawn this. We said, this is the situation. There's a case. The chairman of the panel said, oh, no, even if there was a case, once he withdraw it, then we are entitled to look into it. I said, no, certainly. I have a qualified Nigerian lawyer here, that the issue of land title, there is original jurisdiction is High Court. It is only High Court that has power to make an order, transferring title or ordering whatever. And more, even outside that, the decision of Onitsha South local government is an executive decision. Can only be overturned by order of the court. If an executive make a decision, the only way to overturn it is going to court to challenge the lawfulness of that decision, not to go into House of Assembly to challenge, dragging the reputable name of Emeka into mud as a land grabber. But that's not the issue. So they overruled nobody bothered to hear what we are saying. They overruled them. I said, okay, it's okay, let's have time then, since we are now up for a land matter, land proceedings, title proceedings in the House of Assembly. Let's go. And we went back and then obtained a legal advice from Casey Ogwejofo, counsel of at least 17 years of practice, and he said no, the best thing is to challenge this thing by way of originating summons. I bought the idea. Of course, the legal advisor concurred with him, mayor concurred, obviously, and then we filed originating summons before Onitsha High Court. That's a copy of it.
It's pending now.
Yes, and the chairman House Committee on Public Petitions was duly served. The complainant, Sabesu Zeto, was equally served, and this was sometime in May, I think. Yeah, in May, was duly served. In June, was duly served. To our shocking surprise, was another news coming up. Oh, Onitsha South Emeka have been indicted by the House Committee on Public Petitions. Then immediately I responded. Some of you must have seen the replies I put up online. I scribbled something, gathered some facts around immediately, and put up our position online. The next one was NTA News again, hearing House Committee Chairman on Public Petitions joining issues with us. As a matter of fact, he denied knowledge of any proceedings, isn't it? But here is one involving him. And more importantly, outside Sabestu Zeto, there are other interests in that land. One of which is Njoku, the owner of Pillars. Alright, he's coming from a different perspective. That's why when I said there was this scramble for local government property, coming from a different, he's saying, oh, his title originates from Okwa family of Omase. And that one is in court. That is to say, that one is in court. We've already joined issues with him over the same parcel of land.
Not only in court. That is also.
I'm coming on that. We have already joined issues with him on the matter he filed in court. We have equally joined issues with him when he personally petitioned to the Zone 13, alleging all sort of criminalities against the person of against the person of Honorable Emeka. So all these things is all clear attempt to blackmail him to submission. But reality is simple. In as much as Emeka is the mayor of Onitsha South, he has cabinet. He has cabinet. He's equally answerable to the Congress. This is a third tier. It's a fully constituted local government. He has Congress that he's answerable to. He has his cabinet, the supervisors, etc., and all of that. So decision, when decision comes to the table, he has only one vote. Yes, he can influence, but he has only one vote. When it comes to F and GPC, he has only one vote, but obviously he has influence, but it's not automatic. There are issues that some other supervisors may disagree with him and suggest other ways that which he may concord and all of that. So there's nothing personal about the issue. It is about government recovering her property. There's nothing more, nothing less, and I'm not sure Emeka has anything. I even know Sabes in person, having lived abroad over time. He's only acting based on information, official records. Again, just to say this, at Zone 13, we have another letter. I was shown that a letter from Ministry of Lands saying that the same parcel of land belongs to another individual. Yeah, belongs to from Ministry of Lands. Now, If you look at the documents being paraded by Silas, there's one thing that is very striking. Odumolu of 1110 Oka Road applied to the state government sometime in 2000 for that place to be given to him. Government graciously, generously gave it out to him. Shortly, Honorable Chuman Zeribe of 1110 Oka Road bought it from Odumolu. Shortly, the land moved again from Chuman Zeribe of the same address and Odumolu of the same address to Sabe Suzeto of another address. They are from the same place. So at the end of the day, we don't want to go into nitty-gritties of this. We are waiting for an opportunity for us to ventilate our case in court. Unfortunately, he was clever. I think he received a very smart legal advice by withdrawing his case on time. Otherwise, that was an opportunity for us to unveil the whole fraud behind the transaction there. For record, I have not called anybody a fraudster, but we will unveil them once we have opportunity in court. There are other documents that we put, but for now, that's for now. Until we meet them in court, we will unveil them.
And the veracity of the person who sold the land to him should
also be tested. Evidence of even the commission, whoever that is in the land saying it belongs to this, they all have to be tested before the court.
Yes, veracity.
The veracity of whatever they are saying, everything. Oh, commissioner for land said this. Oh, commissioner for this one said that. Commissioner for whatever, just all of them, whatever they said, need to be tested before the court of competent jurisdiction. So, gentlemen of the press, no point going on here and there. They should all come. Let's have a consolidated hearing in court. Whoever that says he's this or that will have to stand before the witness box and his or her evidence be tested. I'm not sure some of them will last more than 2 seconds without shivering. I'm not sure. Some of them parading, hovering around. I'm not sure any of them can stand 2 minutes cross-examination of a senior counsel over the subject, over those, oh, this is their writing. We go to land, somebody write these things. We go to this person, oh, it belongs to a social person. We all know that. We all know that your land in the village is not captured in the system in Oka. Silas works we are talking about. It was not a town before now. It's just development that comes and developed up to this point now. So maybe tomorrow, if my neighbor, my swamp behind my compound, well, the moment development gets to that place, now that Soludo is doing dual carriageway here and there. So when somebody from Ministry of Land now determine the title of that place. So the truth is that as a matter of law, CFO cannot cure a bad title. If you have a bad title to a land, you have a bad title. CFO can issue by Ministry of Lands cannot cure it.
There's an exception to CFO.
Yeah, it cannot cure it. We have situations where people just go and measure somebody's land, whatever, gather it, misrepresent material file to the governor signs it, and it becomes like using to CFO. But when the time comes before the High Court, that CFO will be tested.
That is to say,
let me allow counsel.
My name is Stanley Okafo. I'm the legal advisor to the council here. The secretary has almost exhausted the whole facts there. What I'll be doing now is just to touch some of the facts that he mentioned. Like he rightly said, there's this principle of law. People sometimes misunderstood sometimes. The problem there is that most of the time they're not well explained to. Sometimes they believe that they can get land fraudulently and then claim that they have CFO because they know they can fraudulently get CFO. Who knows how they get them? But one thing they don't understand is that CFO cannot cure a bad title, and that is an exception to that general rule. So now we try to explain to Sabest because he tried all he could to intimidate us before he went on House of Assembly. What happened is that I think he's just chasing a white goose. But that will not help matter. The local government authority has taken the, and as we are here now, it will be very, very important that we go to the locals and see what that land is used for. Because I was very, very surprised when the honorables mentioned that Emeka Oji took the land for himself. And the same people also went further to say that that very land belongs to Sabest, that they've investigated, exhausted all the whole thing they could, and arrived at the point that that land belongs to the Sabest. My question now is that how did they investigate it? And not only that, who made them? Who gave them the right to adjudicate over land matters that's supposed to be done by the High Court? And most of the people doing these things are lawyers as well. That's where I'm totally, for me it's disgusting. And also, they also went further to say that the said case is not in any court in Nigeria. That is absolutely wrong. As you can see, a copy of discontinuance here. You have the originating summons, which we sought at the court for section 128 and 129, and also section 6 to be interpreted to the honorables for them to know that land matter exclusively belongs to the High Court to be adjudicated. So that is our stand. And we want the public to know that Onitsha South is not grabbing land. Rather, we retrieve our land back to serve the public. Thank you very much.
Okay. To someone to the court for determination of these things. And are you praying the court for costs, for the assembly to bear costs or implications of what they have done? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's a usurpation of the powers of the High Court, for what you're saying. And if it is a usurpation, it must have to come with some price to pay. Are you pleading for that?
Yes, this is a very good question. You see, we are not here to make money, but rather we are trying to tell the honorables for them to desist from usurping the rules or powers of the High Courts. That's what we are interested to. They should desist and enact laws that will guide Anambra State, not interpret laws. They should obey the separation of powers, which they themselves know of course. They know exactly what they are doing. But they cannot just box us to a corner and think that we will keep quiet. So that is it. Another one again, coming about the money. Yeah. So that is, we are not for the money, rather section 128 and 129 and section 6 to be interpreted for them to be aware where they are derailing from their duties. That's exactly.
What other are you seeking from the courts? Because I know after releasing someone, I must be another.
Yes, we are seeking that that's so that the case should go to the appropriate court. However, the problem there now is that Sabest stands a very big risk. He has discontinued the case. So that is left for him. And not only that again, this same man has the penchant of grabbing government property. Somewhere at Iweka by more. There's a piece of land there that is very good for building a fire service. Somebody told us that land belongs to the government, and we went there. It became true. So by the time we decided to start doing something, we now discovered that it belongs to the same Sabest. Now that very case now is at the Federal High Court. He sued us for human rights, and he is seeking to know whether he, as an individual, is not allowed to own property, although he's allowed to own property, but not to steal property. Yeah.
Yeah, the question I want to ask.
So now, do you know what he did? Do you know what the man did? I think he has a very clever lawyer that used the same case that he sued somewhere there at the Federal High Court. He went now and discontinued writ of summons that he sued for the land at Silas was. So now, after removing this, he went behind to file in further affidavits, bringing this one into that one. You can see the kind of people we are dealing with. So that is why the veracity of the character of the people we are dealing must be tested.
It's important.
More importantly, the one that sold the land to him,
Yes.
we learned that he has a lot of problem somewhere
In relation to land,
with the land in Abuja. So that I don't want to go into that, because that's what the fact speaks for itself. That I won't say. So when the time comes, we test that. That will be in the court. Yes, that will be in the court. The veracity of this individual must be tested, including those people who call themselves honorables, that gave that verdict that's supposed to have been given by the High Court. So yeah, I'm really embittered to be hearing such thing coming from such people. They never get, you see, they wanted us to go there and be bossed to a corner, and we told them no, we are not into that, and we took the case to the High Court for the High Court to interpret section 128 and 129, which they rely on. What did they do? They went ahead to come up with a report, ignoring the originating summons which we sought for. So tell me, where do you categorize such characters? Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, I think we are done.
I think let me just add that there's need for us to visit the locals. So that locals, yes. And of course, at locals, you see people, if you have opportunity of seeing one or two persons who will tell you the history of the place. That is the most important, because at the end of the day, I encourage people to, whenever you are doing something, try to visit the locals, because that is very, very helpful. Many a times we sit on this high seat as judge, as anything, without visiting the locals, and people mislead us into reaching a very wrong decision. But when you get there, you hear from the people.
So,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Aside from this,
yes,
we have an issue which we like not in respect of this land.
Okay.
Not in respect of the current leadership of the market.
Yes.
Of the opinion that the mayor is sponsoring the former chairman to hijack the leadership back from there. That is out of our findings from the last study. Let me refrain it.
Okay.
The government recognize the government recognize executive, but they have their own the market recognized.
Yes, a very good point.
So they are saying the other government recognized. They are accusing the chairman.
Yes, but you listen to the story now.
Okay.
Please.
No. What we see? I think the framing of the question is a bit questionable in the sense that Onitsha South is a government, albeit third tier of government. Anambra State is a government, albeit second tier. Federal government is a government,
first tier,
being the first tier, isn't it? So government recognized. We are government, and when you, as government, the three tiers of government, they have specific rules and the areas of exclusive list and the areas of concurrent list.
Right.
Federal, minerals. State government, land. Local government, parks and markets. That's what the first schedule says. So we happen to be the authoritative person to the government that regulates parks and market. So what you don't hear from us is not correct. If you, as a journalist, you as fourth estate of the realm, you are familiar with this thing. Whatever somebody is talking about, you should be able to ask. Many a times, some of the mistakes that we made in the past, we are still sitting here, see the parties with correct sense joining us in a matter when we have nothing. In fact, there was a time, I'll give you this secret. There was a day we were invited by ICPC on a market. But we were not part of that transaction in that market. Strangely, we were not part of it, but we were invited. But I later commended the officer, have a handshake. I said, you did well, because his argument was correct. He said he invited us because he looked at the first schedule of the Constitution, knowing fully well that we are the appropriate authority.
Correct.
And I cannot argue that.
I see.
PC.
Correct.
There's no way I will argue that he was right. Even though afterwards you have a handshake, we left nothing because nothing concerned us, but the invitation was correct. Because it concerns your area of primary constitutional functions. Onitsha South will never, under any guise, abdicate this constitutional role. We respect anybody, we respect every government, we work with the state government, work with federal government, work with every government. But to the point of you abdicating your primary constitutional role at beck and call of anybody who calls himself whatever position an appointee, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
So what's your position?
The position is simple. The position is simple. The duly elected chairman of Ozoma Agala is still standing, which is Obiora Okoro. And nobody, it's not right for somebody to come all overnight, and more importantly, to say he's been suspended. More importantly, there are two registered associations there. One registered as Ozoma Agala, one registered as Ozoma Agana. Tochukwume was appointed as chairman of Ozoma Agana and is an incorporated trustee with the CAC. Obiora Okoro is there as chairman of Ozoma Agala, incorporated with CAC. And mind you, there is freedom of association. Mind you, there is freedom of association. So they are free to associate. But another point I mentioned. Sorry? Another thing I need to mention is simple. Ozoma Agala is not a market. It is a private plaza belonging to more development enterprises. The land, the building, everything belongs to them. We are so grateful as a council for more development enterprises to key into urban regeneration agenda of Mr. Governor. And that's why we are supporting them. Any touts coming there, we will have problem with Onitsha South. We want that urban regeneration to be a reality. We want that place to be a talk of the town when you come to Ochanja. After the governor, Mr. Governor did wonders at Ochanja. We want that, we're encouraging more landlords there to be able to lease out their places for these traders to regenerate it, to Onitsha to look good. If you go to that roundabout, right? If you look at that, you see the powerful plaza there by players. Njoko. Governor saw it and was happy. So we need more. If you can gather together and start developing one day, Onitsha South will give you support. Technical support, security, whatever thing you need that is within our powers to do, we'll give it to you. We are not after anybody. We are interested that governor succeed in his urban regeneration agenda. That's why the problem. So people coming with the factions and somebody sitting in Oka doing this, we are here. We are the government at the grassroots. Whatever thing you want to do, why not consult us? Why not call us? Very Soba is my elder brother. I worked for him when he contested for House of Reps. Some people would say, oh, he's coming from London. No, I worked for him, but I nearly lost my head because of him. So if he want to achieve anything, if he want to inquire about anything as advisor to the governor, he can call me. If he can't call him mayor, he can ring me up. Say, Wanda, come to my office. I will go. What is this? What is this? What is? I will explain to him. I will explain to him in clear and unambiguous terms so that he will understand. So jumping there, that he's a well-respected chief and good advisor to governor, but he should please
follow the rules,
follow the process, respect those on ground, respect those people working for this same government. We are working for state government, we are working for federal government, we are working for all lovers of good governance. So that is the issue. So also take mayor out of this issue, take Emeka out of it. It's not issue, it's issue we are keen that governor succeed in his urban regeneration agenda. And if we are to align with SPAD and this group, that is going to frustrate that particular. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am Sir Joaquin Ifenatora, one friend Osumoru.
How long have you been in Onitsha?
I was born here as far back as 1964. As far back as 1964. I was born at Fege, 14 Udi Street. I was born at a hospital called APZ. Yes. APZ Hospital.
There is this health center at Silas Works Road. Can you tell us, do you know anything about it?
I was a child then, but I know that there is one place they call, I don't know if I can get the name correctly, Potokiri or so, one clinic. We used to go there for some medical attention then at Silas. Then in the 70s, 80s.
That medical facility, is it owned by Onitsha people or government or individual?
It's a government property.
Okay. But today some people are trying to lay claim to that land. Private individuals claiming that it is their land. Some even went and built plaza there. Are you conversant with that?
I have learned of that. I even know of that. But all I know is that that place is of government property.
So whoever that was going there was trespassing?
Something like that.
Okay. Afambo Chief Vincent A.O. Oford. Vincent A.O. Oford. At maybe 94 years, Kita. So I'm in the year 1932. So, can if you don't come?
A health center. Nobuna Silas Works Road. Marat Health Center.
Hey. If a man obo, uno forever, eba nine. Oh, Onitsha no bosi sorry. Abaram nkwapo na ma dori de nkwapo eba. So if eja ko ifabu health center dey na ise no. Oh, nya but the only health center dey na enwe be ifa na Onitsha South. Mane nwere woriwo up and down. Eba bo woriwo down. Ife eje ekpa woriwo down. Now ndị Igbo bụ ha bikọbara ebe a. Ndị Onitsha si na ha ga-ekewa from Iweka Road. Bezie na etu ihe si ekwu. Ụmụnne m na-adịrị ụlọ surprise. Ife dị na Nigeria. Ife dị na Nigeria ahụ ekwu. Ọkwọ gọọmenti field. Anya ka atọ ọnụzi ọ bụrụ be mmadụ. Ife a na-eme between oge ndị amị chere na atọ mkpera na ndị otu ya. Onye mata ọmara. So health center bụ nya bụ the only health center dị na area. Enwebe Onitsha South. So eji m ọkpa bịa Onitsha in the year 1940. So nya na ọ bụ ife ọgbaghara. Oge revoke bụ na ebe nọ mana etu ihe si eme adị unu amakwa ihe dị na ọbụ m ka unu anyị cha bụ Nigeria bụrụ Anambra State na onye mata mara so na ọ bụ na ọ bụ community property ka ọ bụ ife eso na m jee ekwuo ka a mara ihe ga-emerụ ndị wọrụwọ ya anyị jee n'ebe ahụ kwucha okwu dị na-emesi ọgha so amasị m ife dị na individual ya ji rọkach bụ onye na-eme ihe.
Sir Elias Ezekeke.
How old are you?
76 this year.
Are you a native of this?
No, but I am Onitsha South 70.
Okay. So what do you know about this?
Yes, that place I know. We have a polyclinic. Oh, one small building downstairs. One small building there. Ndị na-alụ ọrụ na health n'okirikiri fege na wọrịwa niile ebe aka ha na-anọ. At a stage mmiri bịa too ebe ahụ niile for many years mana ha abanwe ebe ahụ mgbe o toro ize na-eji plank cross or we manage mana letazi okwezi ngafe. So around 84-85 anyị nwere ihe a na-akpọ village health committee na maka health center n'ebe dị iche iche. I was the first secretary of that committee. My chairman was somebody from Agokunri and I Chief ATU knowledge now late. So ka ihe na-agazi wee nenesi aka ọnọdụ ebe ahụ dị owute anyị maka ụdị ọrụ na-arụ ebe ahụ mụ na my chairman wee jekwu ndị health workers na-arụ ebe ahụ wee sị ka anyị jee yọọ ndị St. Jude Parish unu ka na-akụ ebe ahụ ka ha nye anyị asylum. I jekwu meet the then parish priest which was late Monsignor Ugwueze and I so we grant ya the health center asylum to that parish hall. Up to today, the health center Academy St. Jude's Church, that portion when you find hall okay, so I'm very surprised that Potogo for the Asana when Abia, Nelelia, Namarugolia. I don't got here. Oh, by Julu, as Olga said. The one when the Dow for Jeba, who now here with property, Wallow, and our government to me. The woman on the child is the man who chairman of the whole Onitsha South Onitsha local government, who brought the South to Wow. Hana becheba ano na moya na meba so mbani kuna lele aduma got tacha ihe na emene so na ebe have property of Anambra State government through Onitsha South local government.
This is the land in question. The said land is this very location. Now, as you can see now, you will see that a fire service is being erected. We are erecting it, and come this side so that you will be able to see this properly. So the land was not recovered and kept aside for encroach.
Or private individual. Or any individual.
Or any the recovered land, we recover it to build government things there, such as fire service. As you can see, that is it here. The work is ongoing. So the fact speaks for itself.
To this.
No, back here.
Okay. No, don't worry. In addition to what you have just said, this is the site. Now, this is the fire service. The only active fire service in the Onitsha Kingdom. Now, the remaining part is being earmarked for another project, another public project. Another issue that I omitted to raise is, you see, when the House of Assembly was deliberating on this matter, I asked myself a question, and that question was this: we have somebody, a member, representing Onitsha South 1 constituency in the same House of Assembly. who maintain moot silence in the face of obvious injustice to the local government. This is beyond partisan politics. Right Honorable Ferrezen was supposed to tell the public the reality here, the truth about this land, as we've heard from the old man and some other communities around. So he's not doing his constituents any good by maintaining silence. Somebody has asked him questions about it. One or two persons have asked him, he maintains silence. But the point is that it is a time for him to come out and address the public, address the House of Assembly on the status of this particular public property, rather than allowing partisan interests to preclude his reasoning. The fact is that simple. This place was inherited by Onitsha South through the old Onitsha Town Council as a health center, primary health center, which rightly belongs to local government. It's an inherited property from the old Onitsha North, old Onitsha local government, old Onitsha Urban Council, and of course Eastern Region. Thank you.
Honorable Chief Silas or Shield, former one-time chairman of Onitsha South local government.
What do you know about the facility behind you at this Silas Road, this land?
The facility here behind me here, I know sometimes that's a service Ozeto constructed some edifice, some shops and this and that, and was making use of it.
But while you see the history of Onitsha South and this property, who actually owns this property? Is Silas the owner of property or Onitsha South local government?
I used to hear that the land belongs to government because during the time this place was being filled, you know, it was just gully, so many, in fact, swampy area. There was a building down there. That's health center. In fact, the filling of the swamp covered the building to such extent that you could only see the roofs that time. Then, but in addition, I served as a secretary to the committee on Wangene, who studied this area from Operakot road here to Niger Street, the end of it.
What year was that?
That was in the year 2000. The year 2000. By that time, the late barrister KG Ademo was the commissioner for land. So, and from there, though we studied only based on how we can control the swampy area and bring it to something like just a narrow the swamp so it can accommodate people. That's what we did. But after some time, I learned that Silas Ozeto had gotten that land from government. That's the much I heard about it. And Silas Ozeto is my brother and my friend. So I don't know much about that.
So
outside this.
The land belongs to government.
So I heard.
Okay. Before some other person now took the land. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.